we said brothers and sisters. And they was like, have sex with each other. I was like, no, these are my brothers. I'm pregnant. I don't know, they had me blindfold covered up. They took me a little piece. We switched vehicles. They put us in another vehicle, and then they covered me up, and we rode a little bit. And then I just know they backed in somewhere, took me out, and took me in a room, and I saw him and some more people.
There were other people?
Yeah.
Who were the other people?
Other people who was captive.
Kidnapped.
I can't believe how much you guys were moved around. I mean, this has got to be so confusing for you when you...
And then what I think we was going to never be found because they had police scanners and all types of stuff in their trucks. So
they were listening to police. So
yeah,
they knew
what was going on. They always was a step ahead.
Right.
So I was like, they're never going to find us like this. A guy came in Saturday night, sometime after we ended up falling asleep. But I just know I felt like it was dark in the room we was at. So when I rolled over, I could see somebody standing at the door with a phone light. Mm-hmm. And he was like, can y'all get up? Can I talk to y'all? So me and E sat up, and he was like,
I assume he didn't say y'all.
No, he said, can y'all get up? Can y'all get up? I have something to say. Mm-hmm. And he was like, there's nothing that we can do to bring your two brothers back. He was like, but we're sorry. Somebody made the wrong call. They was high and drunk. And I'm from America, too. And he said, I'm fighting with my boss for him to give y'all up. He's like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we're going to try to get y'all back home to y'all family. Right. And he's like, I'm sorry. There's no words. There's nothing we can do to repay. You know, he just basically kept saying he's sorry. He's like, when I give y'all up, I'm going to leave too because they're going to kill me for letting y'all go. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, I'm going to come back Sunday and get y'all. But he didn't come back till Monday.
He comes back on...
Monday.
And says what?
They just blindfold us and blindfold us. They blindfolded him. They took me out first. They put me in the back of the truck. And they put the seat down and pushed me through to the front. Then they brought Eric and put him in the back and put Shahi and Zendel in the back with him too.
They'll get everybody's over top of me to hide me.
They put your friends' bodies on top of you to hide you.
Me. Yes.
So they took us to this other location. We met a truck. To another stop. They put the bodies on the back, me in the middle, and Eric on the floor.
Almost on the floor,
like under my feet
this time. Yeah.
And they just kept, and I was like, so they was like, we promised. The man said he promised. We're gonna let you go. We're gonna get you back. We just don't know how we're gonna get y'all back. Cross.
So you're driving, and where do you end up?
They kept driving us all night, and you could have heard them cocking the guns, stopping at different little intersections and stuff like that. I was thinking he told us he was getting away from his boss, but as I hear the scanners, I think it was the police, like maybe getting closer to us or something like that, and they just kept dodging us. So they rode us around to like 3 o'clock in the morning before they dropped us off at that shack that we was found in.
If it's wealth, if it's money, if it's health. It's whatever it is you want out of life, tap into that frequency right now. Take advantage right now. Don't wait for it to come before you feel happy. Feel happy for it now. Let me tell you about anybody who's successful in life, and even you, for an example. Anything that you knew without a doubt, that nobody had to tell you, that you never second-guessed, was always yours.
All right, you guys. So today we're going to be talking about the crazy story of Taiye Adam Washington II. So on March 28th, police received a phone call from a mother claiming that her son was sending her threatening text messages. Now, this son in question was a man by the name of Taiye that was 26 years old. So Taiye's mother is saying that he grew extremely angry when she told him that she would be putting him out. So neighbors that are close to the family are saying that the mom was really concerned, but police was basically telling her that this was not enough to do anything to Taiye.
Woke up the devil. It was stuff that I'd never want to wish on anybody. It was just terrible.
So once Taiye entered his mom's home, he began shooting at his mother, his sister, and his younger brother. Now, a child that was there that was 10 years old ended up calling the police while everything was going on. So by the time police arrived, Taiye had shot his mother, sister, and brother multiple times. Now, all three of them were in critical condition and they are recovering, but Tyee fled the scene and now police were trying to find him before he acted again.
Rutherford County, a man is wanted in connection with the shooting in Virginia. Deputies say Tyee Washington II is facing a slew of charges. Washington's car was located in Rutherford County today. Some schools in the county were put on a soft lockdown during the search.
Tyee, you're like my nephew. And I love you, and I still love you, and I don't know what happened and what went wrong, but just turn yourself in for your mom and your sister and your brother. It's the right thing to do.
So y'all, in the midst of all of this going on, Tyee decides to drop a music video on YouTube. Now, some people believe that he had this music video timed. So basically on YouTube, you can put on there when you want the music video to premiere. Some are saying that it's a coincidence that this music video just so happened to drop after he shot his family and he was on the run. But other people believe that Tyee strategically dropped this video around the time that all of this was going on to gain clout and attention. So at the same time while he's dropping this video for his song Be Free, ironically while he's on the run, he's also posting on Instagram basically saying his goodbyes and that he was about to end his life. He penned this message and at the end he said, "It's time for me to rest now, farewell." So y'all, while he's actively posting all of this stuff, police are searching for him. They're trying to find him. When they finally do find him, Tyee literally goes out with a bang.
So this is an incredible story. A Mississippi teenager being hailed a hero after saving 4 people, including a police officer, from drowning in the Pascagoula River last weekend. It happened after a car with 3 teenage girls inside drove off the I-10 boat launch, plunging into the water. 16-year-old Corian Evans saw the car begin to sink and quickly jumped into action. One of the survivors talked about this terrifying ordeal that nearly took her life.
I knew my last breath was coming, and so I just let my phone down, and then I was just like this, like trying to stay calm and stay over water. When I tell you right before my last time going underwater, that was gonna be my last time going underwater, and Corian had grabbed me.
And I was right there looking at it, so I couldn't just watch nobody die. Even when I seen a police officer, I couldn't just sit there and watch nobody die.
And Corian is joining me now. Oh my gosh, Corian, how incredible that you were there in the right place at the right time to help these girls, to save their life and the life of a police officer. What happened? Take me there.
Yeah, it was a crazy night. It was after a party, and we usually have a place that we go, but that had got shut down, so we were like, we're just gonna go under the bridge because it's like a boat launch, it's room for parking, you know, so we could just go out there and have a good time. So it was getting late, we were getting ready to leave, and so I got in my car and I was getting ready to pull off, and I seen another car pull off behind me, and I seen them drive in a direction towards the water. And I'm like, but the street is towards that way. Why are they going towards the water? So I'm watching them, and going into the water is like a ramp going down into it. And so I'm watching them, and as I'm watching the car, I see the car drive straight down the ramp. And I'm like, I'm a little confused. I'm like, I know they're gonna, like, I'm thinking they're about to get ready to come back up or reverse back up. But then I seen people run over there. And so I got out of my car. And so when I started running over there, I started hearing people yelling help. So then that's when I like sped up my running. I heard people saying help, and I got over there and I ran, and I seen them in the water. They're all out of, in the water. The car, I see the cars under the water, and I just see them screaming help. And when I first seen them, I was like in shock. I was like, no way, this is really happening. But then I had to snap out of it quick, and so I just took my shoes off. And I took my shirt off, and I threw my phone out of my pocket, and I just jumped in the water. And at first I got the girl that was closest to me, and I grabbed her, and I had to swim her back to shore. I gave her to somebody that was at shore, and then it was still 2 girls that was also in the water. So then I had to swim from shore and go back out into the water. There was about 20 feet out there. I had to go back into the water and go get the other girls. They were still, and one of them was in the water panicking a lot, but some of the car was still above the water, like the front windshield and like kind of the top of the roof. So I had to go back out there in the water, and the girl that was panicking, I had to get her, and I'm swimming her. I'm like, oh, come on, let's go get back to the car. Just calm down, catch your breath. And the other girl, she didn't know how to swim, but she knows how to, like, keep her head above water and tread water so she won't go under. So I'm telling them, like, come on, let's get on top of the car. Just calm down, calm down. She's still panicking. And that's when the Officer Mercer arrived. And when he arrived, he swam out there to us. We were still sitting on top of the car. He swam out there to us. And he was telling her, the girl right there, he was telling her, like, I got you. We're going to be okay. We're going to make it back. I got you. And she got on his back. And when he tried to swim from her panicking, she also started taking him under. And so he was going under, trying to come back up. He was swallowing a lot of water. And so he was telling her, like, I can't keep going. I can't. He was swallowing a lot of water. He couldn't breathe. You know, he had on his gear. He couldn't breathe. So that's when I had to jump off top of the car, and I had to go and help them. Like, I was behind them, trying to keep them both above water and, like, push them forward towards shore at the same time. The officer and the girl, I was trying to do it with both of them. And so I'm knowing that the girl can't swim, and she was panicking. So I started mainly focusing on the girl. So I started focusing on the girl, trying to help her get to shore, like, faster, because I know she can't swim. And so I got close to the shore. I felt myself I could walk. Like, when I felt my feet touching the ground, that's when I, like, just gave her to somebody for it. I was like, here, get her. And behind, I turn around, and I see the officer. He's drowning. He's, like, going underwater. He's like, gasping for air. He's trying to stay above water. He starts struggling to stay above the water. So that's when I had to leave again. And then I had to go and grab the officer and bring him back to the shore. And when he got there, he couldn't breathe. He was laying on the ground. He was throwing up. Like, the officer was really about to drown. And yeah, that was all. They made it back.
Corian, I'm glad you ate your Wheaties that morning, and you have some good parents that raised you, doing the right thing there and teaching you how to swim as well, knowing how to rescue these people and doing the right thing and jumping in the water at the right time to get them out. We are blessed to have you in this world, and those girls are blessed that you were there.
Tarbo Bester was born into a world of darkness, his existence marked by tragedy and crime. Born on June 13th, somewhere between 1983 and 1986, his mother was only 16 when she was brutally raped by a local storekeeper who offered her a ride home after visiting her sister. He was subsequently raised by his grandparents, and from a very young age he seemed to be destined for a life of crime. When he was only 4 years old, his grandfather found him in possession of a large wand of cash, and after confronting Tarbo, he told him that a neighbor had given it to him. His grandfather then took him to the lady's house, and when they got there, she didn't even know that the money was missing. A year later, when Tarbo was 5, the owner of a local tavern confronted the family after Tarbo admitted to stealing a bottle of coins from the family's home. By the time Tarbo was 17 years old, he had already completed his first stint in prison. He was charged and convicted of house burglary and stealing from someone in the community. In 2004, he was released into the care of his mother, but his criminal tendencies continued to flourish. In 2005, just as social media was gaining momentum, Tarbo Bester embarked on a new career as a con man. Posing as an international scout, he approached aspiring models online and promised to send them for auditions and arrange brand collaborations, all for a fee to belong to his fake agency. However, it wasn't just money that he took from his victims. He would gain their trust, meet some of them in person, and then rob them of their possessions. His scheme was eventually uncovered in 2009 when he was charged with fraud and sentenced to 3 years in prison. Despite serving only 2 years, he was released on parole in 2011, ready to wreak havoc once again. Shortly after his release in 2011, Tarbo doubled down on his deceitful ways, taking his model agency scam to new heights. He continued with his scam of pretending to be an international scout, but now also forged paperwork to secure chartered planes, luxurious hotel rooms, and expensive camera equipment, all while providing fake payment receipts. He'd then fly down aspiring models with promises of success, only to rob them of their possessions and sell the expensive camera equipment he acquired. He was eventually nabbed at the end of 2011, where he was charged for robbing and raping 2 women. Tarbo was then released on bond while the investigation continued. That same year, he also met an aspiring model and car saleswoman, Nomfundo Tihulu, who sold him a BMW. He once again posed as an international talent scout and quickly charmed his way into Nomfundo's life. The two became close and eventually dated for a short while, before Bester stabbed her to death at a bed and breakfast in Cape Town. He was arrested in 2012 and found guilty of the murder of Nomfundo Tihulu, as well as the rape and robbery of the 2 women in 2011. He was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years.
Look, I was around dudes that did some real deep, dark shit, man.
Yeah, we see the Netflix shows, but we don't have to be around these motherfuckers.
I had one dude freak out and throw his chessboard out of his cell and then try to murder me for 3 years because I humiliated him.
Oh, you beat him in chess?
Oh yeah, Jay Schrader, so he was a genius. And then I smashed him in chess. I would yell out, "My bishop, bust your queen in the face, checkmate, take that, bitch." Oh my God. This dude went mental. He was the dude that abducted his partner, killed her, and fed her parents her in ground meatballs, man, during the search, pretending to be looking for her. God got him back with stomach cancer. The nurses used to come to his cell. "Mr. Schrader, how you doing today?" He'd be in agony. They'd be like, "Terrible, that stomach cancer. Maybe it was something you ate." Wouldn't give him his medication and shit. He died in agony. They made sure, man.
The True Geordie podcast.
Feel badly that your husbands were involved in this and you knew all about it?
Yes. I mean, I wish I could sit here and take it back, but I mean, this is a part of who we are.
They've written a book, Cartel Wives, which gives an inside look at how the $2 billion illicit empire operated, with the Flores brothers running day-to-day operations, smuggling drugs into the U.S.
Our husbands ran their company like a Fortune 500 company. They had so many workers, they had stash houses, they had money counters that worked 3 shifts a day, counting millions and millions of dollars.
In 2008, the brothers started recording conversations with El Chapo.
Chapo works directly with the Colombians. They have narco submarines. Our husbands...
Narco submarines?
Yes. They bring these narco submarines with tons and tons of cocaine.
Today, is there really anything different than when El Chapo was the head of the cartel?
When there's demand, the drugs are going to keep coming and they're going to keep flooding the U.S.
You kill them.
King Von, real name Davon Bennett, was born on August 9, 1994 in Chicago, Illinois, growing up on West 78th and South Hermitage in an area known as Killer Ward, an area mainly affiliated with the Chicago gangs, the Gangster Disciples, and the Black Peace Stones. Von would attend Barton Elementary School in the area, but despite starting life as a fairly normal kid in Chicago, he would be subjected to the influence of gangbanging in his family home from a young age. His father was Walter E. Bennett, aka Silk, a well-known street dude from nearby Ada Park. Von was mainly raised by his mother, as his father was in and out of jail throughout his childhood. But Von's father was apparently a legend in the streets, with ties to the street gang, the Black Disciples. However, much like Von, despite the fearsome reputation he'd earned in the streets, it would ultimately be this proximity to gang life that would lead to his father's demise, as King Von's dad Silk was shot dead when Von was only 11 years old, apparently being targeted by a sniper outside of a skating rink, according to an interview with King Von's uncle.
Rest in peace, King Von. Rest in peace, Silk. That's crazy. Like, I'm with Big Bro every day. My kill his daddy with a sniper rifle. This get deep, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sniper. I hit him with a sniper rifle. They at the skating rink, but you know, that's another story.
It seemed clear that King Von's father Silk was remembered as a legend of the block. However, coping with the loss
Like poker.